it's relatively team-friendly despite the gaudy numbers that you look at initially.
Yeah.
You always have to look at the guaranteed money. You don't pay attention to anything that's not guaranteed because that money's backloaded.
But he's not that old.
No, he's 25 years old.
So you would assume he's going to be here for the 3 years.
I saw a couple of reactions.
Least, you would think.
A couple of reactions I saw on social media. And if you want to chime in before we talk to our Redskins beat reporter, Craig Hoffman, about this, you can call us on the Hadid Carp Clean listener lines at 800-636-1067. You can also text us at 1-800-636-1067 on the Thompson Creek Windows text machine. Standard message and data charges may apply. You can tweet us at Junks Radio. But the reactions that I saw, one, excitement, positive. Where's Sean Taylor's number? Think he can be a big hitter, make some big plays for them, impact plays. The other reaction was, this is the Redskins. It's not going to work out.
Right.
Just based on history.
Yeah, I mean, there's always going to be that faction that is skeptical about any Redskins moves. But look, you sign him away from the Giants. You poach him from a division rival. You would think that makes them worse. Hopefully makes the Redskins better. He's 25. Big surprise he's an Alabama guy. Just another Crimson Tide player added to the mix.
I mean, you look at the Alabama talent on the defense. It's pretty impressive. I mean, It starts with the first-round picks, Allen and Payne, and now you got Landon Collins, and then you've got other contributors from the Alabama defense. I don't know if they bring back Clinton Dix. I would expect that they do not bring back Clinton Dix, who was an Alabama safety.
And they might not be done because apparently they're interested in C.J. Mosley. And we were talking about Mosley from the Ravens, really good player.
But they're going to have to free up money to make a move for C.J. Mosley to play linebacker.
Well, look, we were talking about quarterbacks before they went and made the deal with Keenum. And we just kept saying, hey, they can't afford anybody. Oh, they can afford $54 million to Landon Collins.
They made that work without cutting guys like Zach Brown yet. I mean, I'm sure that will happen. They haven't freed up any extra salary cap money, but they made it work.
There are also some
teams can make it work.
There are
if they
also
really want.
some legitimate concerns though, about Landon Collins. Now, last year he missed 4 games, and he was still the Giants' leading tackle. He's a tackling machine. If you look at his 4 seasons, besides last season, he was over 100 tackles in every season. And last year he was close to it, and he missed those 4 games. So he's great against the run. There's no doubt about it. But in coverage, all sources say he's not very good. A couple seasons ago, he had 4 picks. Last 2 seasons, he hasn't had a pick. And he hasn't had the same amount of passes defense. So there is some concern that he's not great in coverage. So against your pass-catching tight ends, which they'll face in the NFC East, your Zach Ertz.
Well, now you're going to face Jason Witten. He comes out of retirement, a guy who's tormented the Redskins over the years.
You know, he may not be the best fit.
Well,
but he's just a great talent.
He's going to need some help, and on paper, he just makes you better. He's a good player. I mean, is he as well-rounded as he was a few years ago? Probably not, but he's still a really good player. Again, what jumped out at me was the number that they signed him to, and it just seemed big. That's just me.
Yeah, I think that I think sometimes it's hard to fathom how all these numbers fit into a salary cap. It certainly seems like a huge number, especially knowing they still have to pay Alex Smith. They have to pay for all these players, but teams figure it out.
Right. And they lose Crowder, so that was a guy that we didn't know if they were going to re-sign or not, but they opted not to.
He got a pretty nice deal for an oft-injured player.
At $28 million, yeah.
And look, if he can stay on the field, I think it's a nice addition for Sam Darnold, a nice target for him to lean on in his second year in New York.
They just have no receivers. I mean,
the Redskins,
they got nothing.
Yeah, it's pretty barren.
So if they go out and if they acquire C.J. Mosley and pay him, $10-12 million per year, whatever that's going to be, then they're really going to have to focus on the receiver position in the draft.
Well, I think the 10 or 12 is light for what C.J. the
maybe
market,
15. I don't know.
The Mosley market, it sounds like, has exploded. I don't know if they're going to be able to like $15 or $16 million a year.
Right. So
I don't know if they'll be in on that, especially after paying Collins. So we'll have to see how it plays out.
If they really want them, they'll make it work.
That's true.
All right, let's take some phone calls here early in the show. 800-636-1067. We will get the latest from Craig Hoffman, our Redskins beat reporter, coming up at 6:20.
Let's go to Craig in Huntingtown. Craig, you're on with the Junks. Good morning.
Hey, guys. So I just wanted to give an opinion on the Landon Collins deal. I think it's a good move, and I'm willing to give it the benefit of the doubt compared to other big-name defensive signings, cough, Albert Hainsworth, that have happened over the past few years for the Redskins, mainly because secondaries and cover corners, if you look at just an example, a team that wins a lot, the Patriots, is a position that the better teams tend to pay. The Patriots, they paid Darrelle Revis right out of the Jets when he was a stud, and that worked out. They paid, or at least Stephen Gilmore has, a good contract. He plays well, and then they have the McCourty brothers as of really recently. So I'm willing to give this the benefit of the doubt and put a lot of faith in it, at least as of right now.
Yeah, well, the only thing about I can't compare what the Patriots do to any other team, really, especially the Redskins, because they just make it work. I mean, they just have a formula. They have a system. It doesn't matter who it
They
is.
have a great coach, and they've got Tom Brady.
Yeah, and they've just got a system that works. So whoever they bring in, even though they're a cast-off from another team, they bring him in, he always seems to work. So I can't compare what the Patriots do to the Redskins, but, again, on paper, this is a really good player. The question is, did they pay a little too much for him, and how does that affect other players coming in? Who knows?